Hey everybody, I'm here to show you how we are going to create a scatter plot in DESMOS. So this is pretty straightforward. As long as you have the data already set up, then we can very quickly and easily create a scatter plot. You can see here is my table. For you, most of you, it'll probably be on a separate worksheet, but I just want it here so it's easier to look at while I go. And so to do this, you're going to click on the first available box, the one or whichever one you're working on next. Uh, for the sake of this video, ignore this. This is just this image right here. I'm going to delete it once I get the data into the scatter plot. Okay. So I'm going to click right here. You can see that gives me an equation. I could type in an equation. I could put in anything I really need here, but we want to put in this table. So once you've clicked there, you're going to click the plus sign, which is the add item. We're going to add item and we're going to add a table. Notice that this says X1 and Y1. We want to make sure that that stays that way. So if yours says something different, I would check in with your teacher because you definitely want it to be that. Also, this little circle with the little dots in, if you click and press and hold it, you'll be able to change any of the features and the looks of it. I'm going to leave it as is for now, but if you wanted to go back and play with that, you can change the color or a lot of the different features of the scatter plot. Okay, so here we have X, we have Y. So we're going to put this table into this table, but we're going to do so and switch it from horizontally to vertically. Remember from scatter plots and statistics, we always say that X predicts Y. How much does X predict Y? So when we look at this table, we're going to say how much do the hours that you study predict your grade. The backwards, the flip of that wouldn't really make sense. So study hours, this row right here, is going to be this column right here. And then the grades that the person earns is going to be the Y column right there. X predicts Y. Study hours predicts grades. Okay, so I can just simply go in and click on the first row in this table, and the first entry here is 2. So I can type in a 2. Simple enough. Hit enter. It goes down to the next row, and I can type in this 5. Hit enter. Keep going. I can type in this 1, 0, 4, 2, and 3. Now I want to do the same thing for the Y, but they need to line up. 2 needs to go with 77, so I'm going to go back up to the top. Here's my 2, and it's going to match up with the Y value of 77. So I type that there, and I just continue along. Hit enter, 92, hit enter, 70, hit enter, 63, hit enter, 90, continues to 75, and then finish up with 84. Now all of my data is in this scatter plot, or in the chart, in the table in DESMOS. So I'm going to just remove this because I don't really need this anymore. And so notice that disappears. Again, yours will look a little different. But now I can look at my graph. And what you notice is none of these points are showing up. They should, but they're not here. And that's just because I'm zoomed in a little too much. So you can click on this little zoom out. If you click and hold the graph, you can drag it and move it around and search for them. So I'm going to zoom out, zoom out, zoom out. Oh, there they are. Right there are my points right there. I see them. So I would like the origin to show just so you can kind of see the structure of this. And so there is the structure of my scatter plot. It's pretty steep. You can always change the settings if you want it to look a little more flatter. We can go to this graph settings wrench right here, click on that, change the scale, the X, the Y. Now, one thing I am going to do is I'm going to change the label. Remember that X was study hours. So I'm going to go in here and call this study hours. And remember that the Y was grades. So I'm going to go in here and change the Y to grades. When I do that, you notice that now right here, study hours and grades is labeled. All right. One other thing I'm going to do to make this a little easier to see is, see how this is like a small a and this a is a little bigger? I'm going to click on the big A because you can see when I do that, it makes it a little easier to look at, right? If I had lots of points or I was really zoomed in, the small one might look better. But since I only have a few points and I'm pretty zoomed out here, I think this is going to look a lot better. All right, so now that we have our scatter plot, we want to download this as an image. Let me save it real quick. We want to download this as an image so we can upload it to wherever else we need or send it to someone who wants to look at it. To do that, you click right here, or you notice this little button that says share graph when I hover over it. You're going to click on share graph, and you can either share the link, which I do not want you to do in our assignment, but if anyone else is watching this, you can share the link here. You could print it, or you could export image. And so if I click on export image, you can see there's different settings. I can do change the size. I can make it really tiny. I can make it really big, right? I can make it average. I could do it like a rectangle. And so there's lots of different options. Pick which one that works best for your specific setting. I think that medium square looks best for the size. And then if I click on the different options, that's a little, I don't like that. I think thin works best for me there too. And you just find something that works for what you like, okay? Once you have it all done, you can click download PNG like as a graphic. So I'm going to download it as a PNG. And now it's going to download this image, which will allow me to upload it to an assignment or a Canvas or a Google Classroom or something like that, and show that off for my teacher. Okay, make sure to watch my next video, which shows you how to take a scatter plot like this and add the line of best fit. Thank you. Have a good day.